Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante with me, Papaya Omega and Rudolf Brante. So the year is 1143, we are in chapter 4 at a part called The Mark of Dishonor. And unfortunately, we have, 0 or 1? 0! Okay, we're disgraced. Cool. So, our actions have led to our family being publicly disgraced, so let's see if we can find a way out of that. We managed to get our way from the, career in ruins, so hopefully there will be a way out of this as well, that will not cause us our last life, to be sure. The Mark of Dishonor. Recent events have dealt a crushing blow to the reputation of the Brante family. You have slipped into the realm of infamy and disgrace. So far the noble families of the city have patiently endured your transgressions, but now you have lost face in their eyes. Noble society is eager to bring your every dusty scandal back into the light, old offences, ancient grievances, and naturally father's marriage to Lydia Brante and Gloria's ignoble origins. And they have surely not forgotten that the sons of Robert and Lydia Brante, Rudolf and Nathan, were born out of wedlock. None of the nobles will ever say this to your face, of course. Their behavior will seem perfectly ordinary on the surface, but no matter where you go, you will be followed by scornful glances and dismissive whispers. Robert, we have to accept this and humbly bear this burden. All hope of being a noble by the sword is lost. No matter what we do to restore our name, we will never wash away this mark of dishonor. Okay, we lost some unity and Robert's relations. Okay. But I guess that's fine. You know, it might hurt us, but we are after justice. We are after justice. The rebel. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Stefan Brante's secret plot. A year has passed since Stefan engaged you in his scheme to marry Gloria off, and yet you have no chance to influence your obstinate sister. Tempers are running high in your household. Gloria disappears for days at a time. She is often seen in the company of young commoners. Father constantly lectures Gloria, telling her that her friends are libertines and troublemakers. Connections like these will be her downfall. Your sister listens obediently, then vanishes again. Tonight, Stefan meets you by the door, looking distressed. Stefan, Rudolf, I've been waiting for you for quite some time. Let's go to the garden and talk in private. It's about Gloria. You sit on a shady bench. A hot, dry wind is blowing. Stefan, I was on my way to a ball at El Laberius mansion. I was already on the doorstep when a servant told me that he had been ordered to turn me away. They will not have anything to do with a family whose offspring is a member of secret society. I am certain they meant Gloria, and these are not mere rumors. You know full well that she is entirely capable of such a thing, and here I was wondering where our little rebel spends all her time. We have to act, brother. Any delay and the damage to our family will be irreparable. We have to make Gloria stop these escapades and get married, by any means necessary. A secret society represents a tangible threat to our family. Father will see that and side with us. But still, I will not accuse Gloria without firm evidence. That would be dishonorable. My hope lies with you, Rudolf. You are admitted to the right circles, and Gloria still trusts you, though she fears and loathes me. The two of you played together as children so often. You should be able to strike the right tone with her. Find a way to tame Gloria and force her to get married. Remember, we are doing this for the House of Brante, as well as for her own good. The hot wind scorches your face mercilessly. You are lost in thought. Influence Gloria through Mother. Perhaps Mother can persuade Gloria to consent to the match. Infiltrate the secret society. Okay, we would need the path of the ruthless. Persuade Gloria to accept her fate. Gloria's secret. Or reject the plan. You will not continue pressuring Gloria. Okay, this might blow up in our faces, but let's see. You find Mother in the chambers. Her health is improving with each passing day. You sit down on the edge of her bed and ask her how she feels. Lydia, you know, son, as the years go by, our stairs have seemed steeper and steeper, but today I walked downstairs for lunch all by myself. Gloria and I had a long walk around the garden before she left. Is she back yet? You carefully ask her if she knows where Gloria went. Mother frowns. To the market? Or was it the weaver's shop? I'm not sure. You softly tell Mother that Gloria is in trouble. She's gotten herself involved with some dangerous people, conspirators. She must be rescued as soon as possible. Lydia. Oh my, are you certain, son? Could it have gone really that far? Might they not be just fellow poets? They're libertines and they don't observe their lot, but they never take up arms. You insist. There can be no doubt. Gloria has joined a secret society, and before she commits an offense against the authorities, it is your duty to bring her back to safety. Mother agrees with a tired air. You've always taken good care of this family, Rudolf, and now you're right about this too. I raised her, I told her, I did my best. Was it all for nothing? What do we do now, son? You tell her about the plan to give Gloria to Sir Pelletier in marriage. At first, Mother is incredulous. A nobleman of the sword is willing to marry my illegitimate daughter Gloria? The twin gods must be watching over her. But you do realize that you'll rebel against it, don't you? And it would be so sad for me to give her away to another family. You assure Mother that if she does not get married, Gloria's escapades will ruin not only her life, but also the Brante family. The same family that gave them both shelter and a life of ease. Mother and Gloria must repay Father's kindness, even if being a nobleman's wife is not exactly what Gloria wishes. Mother's face darkens. Her eyes are suddenly sharp. She speaks clearly and distinctly. Lydia, my daughter and I will do our duty to the house of Brante. Do not doubt us, my son. Mother spends the rest of the day in prayer. When Gloria finally comes home, they have a long conversation upstairs in Mother's chambers. You hear pleading and weeping coming from the room. The next morning, when you are gathered around the table, Gloria rises to her feet. Her face is still red and swollen from a tearful night. Gloria. Noble Sirs Brante, I, Gloria, a lowly daughter of Lady Lydia, hereby consent to become the wife of Sir Pelletier, and will no longer impose myself upon you. I am grateful to this house for everything I have received here. I do not want to be a burden anymore and tarnish the Brante name. I don't deserve to be among you. That's not what we wanted. But, okay. Your father is horrified. Mother nods sadly. Stefan jumps to his feet. Stefan. Gloria. You mustered the strength to act valiantly. You are dear to our hearts, but we must part ways for the common good. Let us hear nothing more of shame. A family of the highest nobility and a happy husband awaits you. You will be married to a nobleman of the sword. I will send a letter to José Pelletier at once. Gloria responds to Stefan with a wry smile. Your sister casts an intense look around the room. Who else was behind the scheme to marry her off? Gloria's eye fixes on you. You hold her stare without flinching. Well, what can we do? Gloria's betrothed. Gloria is promised as a wife to a noble Sir Pelletier and will soon leave the house of Brante. I really hope that we're doing the right thing. If we let her here, she would be killed. I'm pretty sure about that. Year 1144. The Archduke's relents. Wait, the Archduke relents. Ah! After many years, the simmering, unceasing hostilities between Overseer Gaius Tempest and Archduke Milanidas have finally come to an end. The Archduke has abandoned all attempts to collect additional taxes from the people. Archduke Milanidas. By my grace, I hereby release the common people of Magra from the Archduke's tax. All hail the dynasty of Milanidas, which has protected you since time immemorial. The farmers and merchants can finally heave a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, the Archduke soon withdrew from all provincial affairs, sequestering himself in his ancestral castle of Serpenverda. The gentry who remained loyal to the Archduke are baffled. Has he accepted defeat at the hands of the Overseer? Or is this just an elaborate ruse? I wish we knew. I am pretty sure there is a way how we could know. Either way, with the Archduke out of the picture, the senior gentry of Magra have lost some of their influence to the Overseer and his retinue of budding dynasties and nobles of the mantle. The feud between the two Arcanian rulers has ended, but the noble estate has been split nonetheless. The common people see this as yet another reason to demand change. Okay, struggle for power, but the wealth of Magra has increased. Interesting. 7th year of service. Another year of service as a judge is behind you, but you have no time to celebrate. Wow, was it already 7 years? Your days are filled with unremarkable litigation and similar-looking complaints. Again and again you see poorly written complaint forms. They claim that noble landowners are extorting money, punishing commoners for nothing, doing whatever they please. You have noticed a change in tone, from pleading to desperate to quite furious. The lowborn lot is to suffer, and how much longer can they endure? Every day, once the petty litigation has been dealt with, you return to Otten's case, again and again. For 2 years now, you search for a way to do the unthinkable, to have an Arcanian, and a high commander at that, convicted for his crimes. You have not heard from Otten since your encounter in the city hall, but he likely has spies among the judges and gendarmes. Sooner or later he will realize the true state of your progress and find a way to get rid of the case. And you. Unless you are prepared to strike the blow first. But what should you do? Will you speak against Otten in public and summon him to trial? Is there any other way how to deal with the High Commander? Either way, now is not the time. And so you wait and prepare. Interesting. Justice for all. As you approach the steps of the prefecture today, a line of Legion soldiers wearing red cloaks bar your path. They are the personal guard of the provincial overseer. Has Gaius Tempest graced you with his august presence? You enter only after presenting your judge's signet to the guards. The common room of the prefecture is remarkably quiet and deserted. All petitioners have been chased away. The judges and gendarmes do not dare to leave their offices. Everyone is afraid to breathe. The overseer, the emperor's own brother, has arrived completely unexpectedly. The guards standing watch say you are expected at the prefect's office. You are escorted upstairs. Elborn is visibly anxious. The honored guest is there, reclining in the prefect's comfortable chair, his crimson, fur-trimmed cloak cast over its back, his overseer Gaius Tempest himself. You bow deeply to the overseer. He acknowledges your presence with a quick nod and turns back to Elborn. Gaius Tempest. Well, Elborn, I am positively incensed to see what you have become of the city under your care. Wait. Well, Elborn, I am positively incensed to see what has become of the city under your care. I put you in the seat to instill order under imperial law, but you have given the commoners too many freedoms. And now they are revolting against their lot and the emperor's rule, plotting, forming secret societies, and now an explosion in Anzo, an attempt on the magistrate's wife. Everyone in the city is talking about some group called the Last Straw. This is unthinkable. Elborn accepts the blame without any sign of emotion, but you notice the muscles twitch behind the wrinkles of his face. Gaius Tempest, I've ordered the secret chancellery to deal with this Last Straw, but their leader, a low-born woman named Sophia, is still at large. Last night I ordered a Legion squad to set a trap for the Sophia. We almost had her, but then an Arcanian appeared and attacked the soldiers. Elborn glances at you, confused, an unspoken question in his eyes. Did you hear that, Brante? Augustine. An Arcanian? Defending a low-born woman? But how? Gaius Tempest. Indeed, Prefect. One Anthony Fess, a young Arcanian of Ludonode. It seems he now values low-born insurgents more than his high birth, his honor, and his loyalty to the Imperial dynasty. Baron L. Ferro of the Secret Chancellery has been tracking him for quite some time. The young man began mingling with a revolutionary rabble and has since lost his mind. Now he swings his sword about in defense of the right of the common folk. Let us leave the essentials to the Secret Chancellery. That is their duty. What concerns me, however, is Anthony Fess. My legionaries were nipping at the insurgents' heels, and then this Arcanian appeared and murdered 5 soldiers. Those poor souls were utterly flummoxed, unsure whether to fight back or humbly accept their death at the hands of an Arcanian. Augustine, the mind boggles, Your Eminence. An Arcanian has broken the law for the sake of the common estate? May I assume Your Eminence has a plan for this surface? Gaius, would that I had even a semblance of plan. What a sordid predicament. Anthony Fess is a traitor who has committed a great offence against the crown, yet he is an Arcanian. I shudder to think what might happen were he to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This has never happened in all of the province's history. The Arcanian dynasties will not tolerate it, and Archduke Melanidas will be swift to take advantage of the situation and undermine my authority in the province. Augustine, Your Eminence, the law of the Empire is the same for all its subjects. Perhaps it would be better to have its power demonstrated once and for all. Sir Fas challenged more than the soldiers of the Legion. He challenged the rule of the Emperor himself. Gaius Tempest, Elborn. What did I just tell you? Prosecuting an Arcanian would represent an even greater threat to my authority. Find another way. This Fess is young and hot-tempered, so push him to the breaking point in the courtroom. Get him to draw his sword. Let everyone see him for the dangerous traitor he is. Even for an Arcanian, this would be an unforgivable transgression. Not even the Archduke would dispute a verdict against him. Gaius Tempest's gaze focuses on you. You do your best to show no emotion and remain invisible as possible until the overseer gives you permission to speak. Gaius Tempest, Judge Brante, you are here for a reason. You will handle the prosecution. I'd rather have Sir Prefect deal with this mess of a case himself, but he's too powerful to risk if it fails. Rest assured, many nobles and Arcanians will demand you set him free no matter how much evidence you have against him. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call that I had to pick. So, not sure where we ended. I apologize for that. It took almost half an hour to finish it off. But, justice for all, Gaius Tempest. Judge Brante, you are here for a reason. You will handle the prosecution. I'd rather have Sir Prefect deal with this mess of a case himself, but he's too powerful to risk if it fails. Rest assured, many nobles and Arcanians will demand you set him free no matter how much evidence you have against him. The traitor Fest must be punished, but I ask you to ensure that my reputation remain untarnished. I have no intention of going down in history as the overseer who allowed our inviolable Arcanian rights to be compromised. That would be crossing the line. Prepare your case. So basically I'm a scapegoat. If they kill me, if they hate me, if they do whatever they need to hurt me, well, that's my problem, right? Gaius Tempest rises from his seat in the blink of an eye and walks out, escorted by his guards. For a few seconds, utter silence fills the prefect's office. Then, at long last, Elborn feels he no longer has to restrain himself. Augustine, he blames me for what is going on? Me, his most loyal human? No, I will do everything I can to have that criminal punished. Do you realize how much it will advance our cause if we can get that Arcanian condemned in a court of law? This is the only way we can instill the rule of law in these lands, Brante. The overseer insists that the trial be scheduled for tomorrow. Anthony Fess has been located. He was found and surrounded by gendarmes on the street. However, he did not resist and gave his sword of honor to stand trial. Oh, his word of honor. My father, his sword of honor. His word of honor. So he did not resist and gave his word of honor to stand trial. You better have the time to prepare the charges before entering the courtroom. Oh, this is interesting. The normally half-empty seats in the courtroom are crowded today. The highest ranks of the aristocracy and the most noble families and dynasties all focus their gaze on you as soon as you step inside. Well, if our career wasn't in ruins, I'm pretty sure that right now it would become in ruins. In the depth of the courtroom, you notice Octavia Melanidas surrounded by her retinue of young ladies. The Archduke's daughter watches the trial unfold with a wry, indifferent smile. You ascend to the podium. Prefect Elborn himself presides over the board of judges. The courtroom door swings open, and the defendant Anthony Fess enters, escorted by gendarmes. The young Arcanian is dressed in a defiant and modest garb for his status. No embellishments, no jewelry, just a simple linen undershirt. However, he still carries a sword, as expected from a high-born noble. You read the charges as procedure demands. Sir Anthony Fess willfully caused the lesser death of 5 soldiers of the Legion, thereby allowing a number of the last straw insurgents to escape punishment. Murmuring fills the courtroom. The Arcanian's large, dark eyes watch closely, catching every motion in the hall. Then, suddenly, Anthony Fess interrupts you to speak for himself. Anthony Fess, young Arcanian nobleman who audaciously defied the old imperial ways. People of Anizur, I was not brought here by force today. I broke the law, and I am ready and willing to be held accountable before all of you. I fought those Legion soldiers, and I killed him. Did I violate imperial law? Actually, probably, and I killed them. I fought those Legion soldiers, and I killed them. Did I violate imperial law? Yes, I did. Yet does anyone even bother to count the transgressions committed by our rulers on a daily basis? Why does this law exist if no one follows it? I do not accept a law that offers no salvation from eternal tyranny for the common estate. By my birth, I was given the power to rule over humans, but if suffering is all that rule brings, then I reject it. I am ready and willing to sacrifice my very life for the sake of justice, so that all citizens of the Empire will begin to respect the law. Holy hell, that guy is awesome! The young Arcanian's words, loud and desperately audacious, spark turmoil in the courtroom. The stunned board of judges is at a loss for words, the gendarmes freeze in confusion, and the nobles are terrified. You hear their screams, "Madman, pull yourself together, you're no commoner, you're an Arcanian!" The courtroom is on the verge of exploding with tension. The gendarmes try in vain to placate the audience. The board of judges look to you. As the prosecutor, you must continue reading the charges against the defendant. The fate of the rebellious Arcanian is in your hands, but do you have what it takes to make the most of the situation? Provoke him. Willpower over 10. No, willpower over 0, now minus 10. Turn to Octavia. Okay. Find him guilty. Patronage or reputation? Wow, we have nothing. We have no choice. That is bad. I have absolutely no choice. I guess I can only acquit him and clear him of all the charges. There's no choice, really. You only call for attention. Some time passes before you restore order in the court and continue your opening remarks, albeit with a sudden, unexpected twist. There has been a misunderstanding, you say. Indeed, Sir Anthony Fess engaged in combat with Legion soldiers, but only because their brazen behavior left him no choice but to defend his honor. Naturally, you say, the insurgents were not involved in any way. There can be no doubt that no Arcanian of noble birth would ever defy the sacred rule of the Emperor. Surely the honorable board of judges would agree. The nobles in the courtroom, left stunned and speechless by the young Arcanian's words a moment ago, seem to awaken from their daze. They applaud you. "Hear, hear," they cry. "Hands of the Arcanians." Only Octavia Melendez remained silent in the back row, her face contorted in a disdainful smirk. Anthony Fess looks around the courtroom, dumbfounded. He tries to speak again, but you cut him off before he can even begin. You continue your speech. This young Arcanian nobleman has allowed his roiling ancient blood and desire for greatness to speak louder than reason. We should not misinterpret his youthful fervor as treason. Anthony Fess is clearly innocent and must be freed at once. Your speech concluded, you catch your breath, but when you look up, your eyes meet Elborn's heavy, scornful gaze devoid of all respect. The prefect sighs, painfully, grievously, and reaches for his gavel. Augustine, due to the absence of any charges, the court has no choice but to find Sir Anthony Fess not guilty. You are free to go, but remember, the walls of the Empire represent the will of Emperor and the twins together. The aristocracy applauds this verdict from the stalls. The gendarmes hurry the rebellious Arcanian out of the courtroom before he can utter another word. The prefect walks down from the podium, his eyes trained on you, full of chagrin. This is completely ridiculous. I cannot believe we did this. There was no other choice. Augustine, not only have you let me down, Brante, you've also shown everyone that Arcanians are above the law even if they commit crimes in the open. I had hoped that this outrageous call for rebellion would finally force an Arcanian to face justice, yet the aristocracy would rather tolerate a single madman's revolt than risk their immunity. Fortunately for you, the prefect is quickly surrounded by nobles. They have questions and demand answers. You slip out of the courtroom, only to run into a crowd of commoners, but to your surprise they shower you with adorning cries. All hail Judge Brante, they shout. He saved good Sir Fess. The news that you have rescued the sole Arcanian fighting for the lowborn is quick to spread all across Anisot. A letter arrives almost immediately after the trial bearing the overseer's seal. Gaius Topaz makes no attempt to conceal his anger. Entrusting this case to you was a mistake, Judge. You failed to resolve it in a worthy fashion. Anthony Fess is now at large, free to rouse the people to revolt as he pleases. But do not blame yourself. It is my own fault for assigning a delicate matter of such importance to a man who was but recently a commoner. Great. You let out a heavy sigh. It seems everyone in Magra has their own reason to condemn your decision. Great. That's just great. Okay, career is in ruins. We killed the justice. Wealth is increased. I have absolutely no idea what this was for. Oh great, and deathbed. Awesome. Well, anyway, that's all for this episode, I guess. This is the first time I'm feeling let down by this game. Really, this was just stupid. Completely stupid. I really have no words for it, because it most likely derailed the entire thing that we were trying for. Justice is gone, Elborn hates us, Overseer hates us. Awesome. And now our mother's gonna die. Great.